Inside Jamie Dornan's heart, why the actor says fatherhood is his biggest role yet. Inside Jamie Dornan's heart, why the actor says fatherhood is his biggest role yet. In a peaceful home, a changing man. Jamie Dornan is no longer the troubled young man who wandered London 2 decades ago. He is no longer just the famous Hollywood icon who once made the world go crazy with his daring roles and emotional depth. Today, he is a different person, a new version that even he did not expect to become. That morning, the house in Surrey woke before dawn. Not because of the alarm, nor because Jamie had to prepare to leave for filming, but because of the soft cry of his newborn son. Jamie stepped out of the bedroom, wrapped in a thin sweater, his bare feet lightly gliding on the cold wooden floor. He cradled the baby in his arms, rocking him, humming the familiar lullaby. There, Daddy's here. Here I am, baby. Outside, dew was still on the grass. Inside, Jamie's heart was stilling with each small breath on his chest. And that was when he realized, the most important thing in his life wasn't in Hollywood, but right here. I used to think my biggest role would be on screen. But I was wrong. In a rare, long interview, Jamie said something that silenced the room. Being a father is my biggest role. Not Christian Grey. Not the role in Belfast. Not anything in Hollywood. It's here, these 4 kids. A gentle statement, but a heavy one. When asked why, Jamie leaned back in his chair, looking out the window where his 3 daughters were running around the garden. Because in movies, I can react. I can cut, I can edit. But in real life, I only get one chance to get it right, to be the father they need. His eyes were warm, but deep, as if he were having long conversations with himself. When the world was quiet, he heard his heart. Jamie is not someone who talks too much about emotions. But being a father of 4 has made him a man who knows how to listen, to both the outside world and the world inside. He said, "There were nights when I held the baby in my arms, the whole family was asleep, and there was only the ticking of the clock. That was when I understood myself best, a Jamie who was not an actor, not a celebrity, but just a dad." He says that in the dark, when all the noise is gone, he begins to understand what he lives for. I live for the laughter of my children. For Amelia's eyes. For the moment when all 5 of us are gathered around the dinner table. The little moments are the moments that make life. Jamie says that what moves him the most are not the big milestones, birthdays, graduations, or school performances. It's the little moments. A tiny hand holding his finger. A cry of, "Daddy," as he walks in the door. The sleepy eyes of his youngest child leaning against his shoulder. The shrill laughter from the kitchen in the early morning. Or Amelia singing softly in the bathroom. Those things. They were the best scenes of my life. But they never happen again. He looks down at his chest, where his newborn son sleeps peacefully. And I don't want to miss a moment. 4 children, 4 great lessons in life. When asked what his 4 children have taught him, Jamie leans back in his chair and smiles. The first one taught him about fear. Fear of not being good enough. But also taught me that love is bigger than fear. The second one taught him patience. You can't rush when your child needs you. The third one taught him to accept chaos. The house is never tidy. And that's okay. The fourth one taught him to let go of his ego. I'm not the hero of my life. The kids are. Fatherhood makes Jamie learn to love Amelia more deeply. When asked what has changed most about being a father, Jamie says, I love Amelia differently. After every child she gives birth to, I see her stronger, more beautiful, more profound. He remembers the moment Amelia held her son after giving birth. She looked at the baby with eyes I had never seen before. The eyes of a mother, an artist, a warrior. And I just wanted to protect her for the rest of my life. He paused for a few seconds and said, I can't play the perfect man. But I can be the man who always tries for my family. When fame is no longer the compass. Jamie used to live in the spotlight, praise, pressure, and great expectations. But now? I choose fewer projects. I choose films that will make my children proud when they grow up. I choose time over money. I choose family smiles over the applause of the crowd. He said, without hesitation. If I had to choose between the red carpet and dinner with the children, I would choose dinner. My greatest role is not on screen, it's in the hearts of 4 children. Jamie doesn't say this to be modest. He speaks like a man who has seen a lot in life, and picked the most important thing. I can lose roles. I can be criticized. I can fail in Hollywood. But I can never fail my children. Jamie's future, not Hollywood's. When asked about his future, Jamie smiled. The future is teaching his son to ride a bike. The future is listening to Amelia write new music. The future is dinner for 6. The future is summers in Ireland. The future is never missing out on anything important. He paused, then said something that touched the entire interview crew. My future is to be the man my son trusts when he says, Daddy, I need you. An actor, a man, a whole heart. When the interview ended, Jamie leaned down to kiss his son, who was still sleeping in his crib next to the sofa, on the forehead. He looked into the camera and said, Being a father is the only role I never want to play again. I just want to live it, every day, with all my heart. No lights needed. No applause. No glitz. Just family. Just love. Just 4 kids who call him Dad. And that was the biggest, and best, role of Jamie Dornan's life.